Boy, it's hard to make videos here. There's always noise happening somewhere. There's always something that demands my attention. But constantly noise. Always noise. So bear with me while we enter another episode of whatever this is. I know we're getting close to Samhain, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I really wanted to talk about Samhain this week, and I don't know, maybe do some little ritual or something. I'm not even in the north of the globe, so this isn't even Samhain for me. But I do take the wheel of the year of the North Hemisphere into consideration first. It's just because it feels like in the things that I consume on the internet, on everything, really, everything comes from the north of the globe. So I feel like I'm kind of in the same energy, even though I'm in the south. But that's okay. Samhain. I wanted to do something about Samhain, but it didn't really happen yet. I have a lot of work to do, and my hand is hurting a lot, so this video is probably gonna have little editing, like as little as possible, because my hand really hurts from just holding the mouse or doing nothing. It came to a point that it hurts like in a resting position. But I wanted to make this video because something just came out of me, and I was trying so hard to make this line of thought work as a video and have some sense of storytelling, or at least, a beginning, a middle, and an end, because this is something that is very real, that is happening to me, and something I'm trying to be honest. It may seem a little bit negative, but I'm trying to be honest in this video, and everything that I'm going to say is really me being vulnerable and things coming from a place of self-reflection and just truth to me. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all the things that I wanted to be. We're going to be talking about imposter syndrome, and we're going to be talking about something positive. So yeah, stick around to see what the hell this is going to be. And sorry about the noise. It's really annoying, I know. I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to help people heal, find them real selves, be creative, be healthy, and thrive. Especially artists who usually suffer from crippling anxiety and self-doubt. Or is it just me? It could be just me. I studied hypnotherapy. I flew to Florida twice to get certified. I studied for 2 years for that certification. I wanted to help people navigate their subconscious mind and reach their full potential. I wanted to help artists connect with their inner child and access an unlimited source of creativity. That's what I wanted to do. But taking clients was so draining that it was painful. After one session, I felt like I had done like 60 minutes of heat, or like I performed a 6-hour brain surgery on someone. The amount of energy it took, the amount of suffering I was experiencing, that was not normal. That couldn't be normal. A lot of my colleagues Well, people who studied with me, all women, now beautiful professionals, they all seemed fine. Apparently they were doing really well, and they still are, and I felt and feel like I do not belong. Every session I was so filled with fear and anxiety that it made me dread the next session even more, like every time. And because this was not a great feeling, I was desperately trying to avoid it. And the more you do the thing, the easier it gets. Wasn't really working for me. I was still terrified, and a part of me just wanted to run the other way. And that made me feel so guilty, so wrong, a fraud. I wanted to be a therapist, but I also wanted to be an artist, a painter, an illustrator, comic artist, a ceramic artist, a wood artist, a writer, a poet, a musician, a clothes maker, an actor, a philosopher, a dancer, a witch, a singer, a roller skater, a storyteller, a free creative person. I wanted to do things that required thinking, feeling, learning, communicating, making. And that takes creative energy, physical energy, emotional energy, mental, intellectual energy. And it takes something else, some level of self-confidence and playfulness. Imposter Syndrome. It's characterized by chronic feelings of inadequacy, incompetence, and fraudulence despite objective success. It's hard to internalize success and genuinely hold the belief that you are competent and capable. Inadequacy, incompetence, fraudulence, inadequacy. Those words hit home. I wanted to do and be a lot of things. I wanted to say a lot of things, but I don't feel adequate. I intellectually know that you make yourself adequate and competent by studying and practicing and, of course, doing the thing. I know intellectually that I'm the only person or thing keeping me from doing these things. I also know intellectually that I am the one who carves my identity and tells my story, not the outside world. And yet, this fear is paralyzing, and it wasn't always like this. I used to think the days should have more hours so I could do the things that I wanted to do, because it just didn't fit. I was always on the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and having millions of ideas that I could invest in a few and develop them further and really make them happen. But not anymore. Since my burnout last year and the downfall of my identity, I don't have the energy to be creative. I don't have the energy to do the things that I wanted to do, that I still want to do. And even writing this script, my heart was racing as if I was running a marathon and, getting really close to complete exhaustion. My mind refuses to cooperate and it starts shutting down, and I can't make sense of my ideas. It's a weird feeling. I am a marionette without a puppeteer. Like I have no purpose, no meaning, no intention. And I need to force myself to do the next thing, even if it's just go to bed. I can't just go to bed, but I need to force myself to sleep. And I usually have no success in that area. And other times I do feel that the life is inside of me, but I'm paralyzed, which is worse. Like I'm under a spell or under the influence of a paralyzing drug where I am conscious but I can't move at all. Like that old me who had the energy to do everything is looking out from the inside of the bottom of a well. It's hell, I yell, but no one hears. It appears to me that I'm living in a chronic state of fear of being an imposter. And that fear is so paralyzing that I can't even create something, so I can hate on it and then call myself an imposter. It's paralyzing. I can't even see that I suck because I can't even do the thing. My brain can't even develop things, and my ideas are foggy now. And that is so frustrating and painful. And in my throat, I can feel all the unscreamed screams that I wanted to scream, but I didn't scream. And all of these screams that I wanted to scream are stuck in my throat right here. And it's all tense and it's hard to breathe. But like I said, I don't want this video to be all negative and dark. I want it to be honest and raw, but not only staring at the pitch black darkness of that well where my thoughts just echo back to me, every one of them all at the same time, and I can't make sense of any one of them. No, it can't be that way because I also look up and I see that there at the top of that well there's light. Sometimes it's raining, but sometimes there's light. Sometimes there's sunshine. Arts, communication, storytelling, creativity, crafts, philosophy, spirituality. I orbit around those things a lot, like a satellite, where there's always a cycle. There's the abstract painting phase, there's the comic strip phase, there's the roller skater phase, the piano playing phase, always a phase. And it comes back. Like, it's not just a phase and just fades away, never to return. No, it comes back. It always comes back. So I keep orbiting around these topics. There's always like a universe of things to discover inside each one of these topics. So it feels like I'm going in every direction, and it really feels like it, but I'm roaming around all of these subjects and finding all of the little universes that are inside of them, and I want to do everything and I want to explore everything. And there are phases because I don't get to be a master of any of that stuff, but I go to the next thing and later I come back to that. And no matter what phase I'm in, there's always the need, the urge to contribute, to create things of value, or that someone values, something that is helpful or inspiring. So it's not just about creating, which is enough pressure on its own. No, it has to be something good. It has to be something of value. It has to be valuable, and it adds to that pressure. So just making and giving isn't enough, is it? You have to contribute, and if you just give something that is shitty, what are you contributing to? Are you really contributing? If you're doing more of the same, are you contributing at all? You can only contribute if what you do is seen as valuable. And how can you create valuable art when deep down at your core you're just afraid that someone will find out that, in fact, you are nothing but a big fraud. Like, there's no creativity, no playfulness that can beat that chronic state of fear. And adding to that, there's also the social media that demands that you create a valuable masterpiece frequently, like depending on the social media, as frequent as every single day. Not pressure enough for you yet? Okay? What if you're losing followers for being a mortal human being and not keeping up with the algorithms? You just see the numbers going down and down and down. And you start wondering, what the hell is wrong with me? Did I unlearn how to do things? Is my content not valuable anymore? So would you think that you are actually able to create something of value when you see those numbers going down? Social media is brutal to artists. We need our time to create our stuff. We need time. We need a complete process, a complete creative process, from idea to, concept to an actual thing that is tangible, that is concrete, that exists. And a concrete thing that is valuable, that is original, innovative. English is hard sometimes. And that is a masterpiece. Like every time. And of course it isn't. It's never gonna be. And it never is to me. I struggle making art. I struggle drawing anything. And it feels like I'm struggling more and more instead of less and less, because my expectations on what I was supposed to be doing are way ahead of where my skills lie. I don't know what that was, but so I struggle when I'm drawing, and I struggle translating the idea, the concept, into the thing, something visual, something tangible. And now combine that with the chronic fear of being an imposter, and not only being an imposter, which is already paralyzing, but the fear of being found out, of being exposed, of being discovered as an imposter, as a fraud, as something that shouldn't be doing that, as someone that shouldn't be doing that. And now combine that with the physical pain in my arms and wrists and hands from some sort of inflammation that I've been having. And it's like, it burns when I draw, it burns when I write. I'm having a rough time, let me tell you. But hey, I said that this video was not going to be all dark and negative and whatever that has been. I said that sometimes there is sunshine. Sometimes I see that old version of me pushing through my paralyzed body and, bringing joy and playfulness and being creative and making shit. Sometimes that version of me that is stuck inside the well is able to climb up and run free for a few hours before it gets locked up again. And let me tell you, it is heaven. Those few hours are like finally reaching the surface and taking a deep breath after spending a significant amount of time underwater holding your breath. It's a moment of relief, really is. So how do I keep her out? How do I keep the sun shining? I know this is deeper work. It may take a while longer for me to heal, It may take a whole 180 in my life and my lifestyle. It may take me some serious decision making and some real work. I know I want to give. I know I want to contribute. But how much is enough? How much giving is enough for the world? How much contributing is enough for me? How much is enough for the algorithms? The way we live now with social media and the internet is that there's always noise and there's always constant content being thrown at you, like constantly. And if you're not one of those people creating that content and throwing at other people's face, you get forgotten. So the way the machine works is that you have to be constantly doing that and participating and making that machine going and sometimes polluting the environment, that digital environment, because we can't always create good quality content all the time in the amount of content and how fast they want us to create. Can it be of any quality at all if you don't take your time to actually create things and make things, making the right decisions and taking your time to be creative and to make those decisions? Then we're just making noise and just polluting everything, and we're not really contributing. So the machine itself is forcing us to pollute the environment and make noise instead of contribution. So as the world begins to open up again, we're, I believe, in the end of a pandemic. I hope that is the end, and I'm gonna have to overcome my social anxiety and, welcome this less introverted, less secluded energy. As much as I love being introspective, I learned that my creativity, my creative energy only thrives by being constantly inspired by what other artists are doing or have done in the past. So my creativity needs stimuli constantly. Even though sometimes I overdo it and feel overwhelmed, being understimulated is keeping me stuck. My hope is that I'm right about this. I really hope that I'm right, but who knows? I may be wrong, and the problem is even deeper and rooted on things that I don't even know about yet. So I can only hope and be patient. I am learning to be kind to myself. I've had a lot of opportunities to practice that, let's say. But sometimes I still just want to punch me in the face and make things work again, make things go back to the way they were. But that's not how it works, is it? I would know if that worked, and I would tell you that it works, but it doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. So my only option right now is to be patient and hope for the best case scenario. And that scenario is that I'm right. And as things begins to open up and I'm able to, go outside, I get to be inspired again. And that the creative and hyper active version of me will finally be able to climb up that well and cement it for good. And then I will finally be able to contribute if my social media anxiety allows me. But that's another problem for another video. And I think I've talked enough about this. Actually, I don't think you can talk enough about this.